Back in 2017, I went to a Transportation Intermediaries Association meeting in San Antonio, Texas. It's one of the biggest freight broker association meetings. It was about 1,500 people at that meeting. And of the 1,500 people, with myself included, it was about 4 other black people at this event. So naturally, me being one of the black guys that was there, I was looking around wondering like, where are all of the black people? Today we're answering the tough question. Is it hard? Is it difficult? Does it pose unique challenges to you as a black business owner, as a black freight broker, to work within a white dominated business, like the freight broker business? Now, when we really think about that, are there any businesses here in America that are not dominated by white people? None pop to mind for me. How about you? If you haven't come up with any, that's probably because we live in America. And here in America, white people make up about 60% of the population and own about 80% of all of the businesses. When we compare that to black people, we own about 3.5% of all of the business here in America, and we make up about 13% of the population. Throughout the last 7 years, I've owned and operated a freight broker business. And I cannot think of a time where I've come in contact with or I've met a black shipper or a black transportation manager. Now, that's not to say there aren't black shippers and transportation managers within the logistics arena. I just haven't come in contact with them just yet. I'm sure that there are some of us out there. But now, do you think that's going to make it more difficult for you as a black freight broker if you're not working with people who look like you? Are the odds stacked against your success as a black freight broker here in America? Well, that's exactly what I want to talk to you about. So come on inside, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Now let's get down into the business. So before we get started, I want to make sure that we're on the same sheet of music and we don't get this one thing misunderstood. I am one black man. I don't speak for all of black people. I'm speaking to my own personal experiences. So I just wanted to make sure that we got that out of the way before we got started. Not sure what your experience has been in this arena, but when I first came into the freight broker business, what I noticed when I would go in and start looking for shippers, because I would go online and research the customer, start to get some information about them, try and find out who the shipping manager was, the traffic manager, and what I would notice, if they would have pictures posted, these would always be white people. So I just accepted that as par for the course. That's just the way it is. And I don't have a special way that I approach black customers and then a different way that I approach white customers. I approach customers based off the interaction. If I get a good interaction, good energy, good vibes from a specific customer, then I'm going to say some things to that customer that I wouldn't say to a different customer. And it has nothing to do with race, more about the interaction and the rapport that I've built with that customer. That will determine what I say and what I don't say. This is one of those businesses that will test your ability or your willingness to travel outside of your comfort zone, to do things that you're not necessarily comfortable with, to talk to people that you're not necessarily comfortable talking to. Because at the end of the day, on the other side of your discomfort lies your real success. And I have some news that might not be so good for some of you. Yes, it is difficult. It's tough. It is a tall order to build a freight broker business into a successful venture. It's hard to build any business into a successful business. That's just the nature of the beast. That's what we deal with as business owners. We know what we're walking into. But now, being black definitely has its challenges. Let me give you some of them. Black households have about 1/8 of the net worth of the average white family. White households have about $188,000 in net worth. Black households have about $24,000. So now that's about 1/8 of the amount of what white families have. So that's a big difference. And what net worth is a way of measuring our wealth. It's basically saying all of your assets minus your liabilities equal your net worth. And the average black family has about $24,000 in net worth. So that is a factor. That's something that we have to take a look at. Let's take a look at this one. 3.5 million black families have a negative net worth. 3.5 million. 4.3 million families' net worth is less than $10,000. So now when we add those up, that's about 8 million people with a net worth of $10,000 and less. So when we look at these numbers, that gives us a clear indication that we're going to have a different challenge. But even with these net worth numbers being what they are, I personally don't think it's any harder for a black man to build a freight broker business than it is anyone else. Because at the end of the day, it does not take a whole lot of money to get started in a freight broker business. You don't need to have a high net worth to get started. As a matter of fact, most of the people that I know don't have a whole lot of money when they start. They don't have a high net worth. And white people are going through the same challenges that we are building a freight broker business. When we look at it, 90% of all businesses fail at some point. So the failure rate is high. It doesn't matter whether you're black, white, green, or yellow. But now if you're looking for an excuse not to start a business, if you're looking for an excuse to say, hey, I didn't do it because of this, then being black is as good as any other excuse. Now in America, we deal with a lot of different isms: racism, culturalism, cronyism. And these different isms can definitely make it harder for us to enter certain businesses. I get that. I just happen to think that the freight broker business is not one of those businesses. You see, I believe, or maybe I'm dumb enough or fool enough to think, that my chances are just as good or better than anyone else building a freight broker business or trying to become a successful business owner. The question is, what do you think? Do you think it poses greater challenges for you to be a successful business owner? Do you think it's harder for you to become a successful freight broker? If you think so, then it's definitely likely it will be harder for you. So it just depends on how you see it. What's your perspective? What's your way of seeing the world? And I want to leave you with this one thing. There's a reason why people come from all over this world and they give their lives, they give their children lives trying to cross to come to America. There's a reason for that. The reason I believe that is because this is the land of opportunity. This is the land that offers a common man, somebody who comes from nothing, the opportunity to start from zero and build themselves into whatever they want to build themselves into. I've been to other countries, I've lived in other countries, and I don't know of any other countries that give that type of opportunity. Yes, you can be what you want to be in other places, but here in America, there's nothing like it. So that's what I wanted to share with you. I would certainly appreciate it if you drop a comment in the comment section and let us know what you think about this topic. In the meantime, I'm going to leave a free link in the description just in case you want to learn more about the freight broker business. It's my 5-video series titled How the Load Movement Process Works. It will give you a look into the freight broker business, let you see how it works before you come into it. And then when you're getting ready to start your freight broker business and you're not quite sure where to start your conversations with shippers, I'm going to leave a free link right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.